Welcome to ninjanegotiating.com. Once again, this is Chris Haskins. I'm going to be your host. Here we are again at another seller's property. We're going to be going in and negotiating with our seller. Our goal for this one was to try to get some owner financing. This house was a pretty house. So I know I probably cannot get a deep discount on the buy. It's in too good a shape. So owner financing, I'm going to try to talk them into that, negotiate that. I'm going to try to negotiate getting an option to try to sell it on the market listed with my real estate agent. Because buying pretty houses at a deep discount where we need to be is extremely tough to do. 9 times out of 10, it's just not going to happen. The reason we get the discount is because the property is in bad shape. And this house here is just in great condition. It's got new electrical, the flooring's new, the roofing's new, the bathrooms are new. So we probably don't want to try to beat them up and try to get a discount in this situation because this house is in good shape. The story was that the father died. So I'm going to be talking to the daughter, and because she's the executor of the estate, so she's going to be handling all the paperwork and all the creditors that have to deal with the father that passed. And right off the top, you're going to hear this. There's some animosity with the brothers, with the siblings. So we're going to have to dig deep down into that and find out what's going on. So when you're negotiating, I want you to always remember, keep this in the back of your head. It's not about what you want. It's about what you can negotiate. All right. So let's get into this one. The homeowner is at the property. They have no mortgage on it here. So I know walking right in, I need to know as much as I can. I need to find out as much as I can before I get to the house, because that's going to give me an advantage when I'm talking to the seller and creating that problem. And also find out as much as you can about the property before you get there. How much do they owe? Is there a loan on it? What's the city assessment? Are they behind on the taxes? Are the utilities cut off, or are they on? Is the house vacant? Who's living in the house? Find out as much as possible so you can segue into those topics while you're there, building rapport with the seller. All right, let's get right into it.
Hi.
Yeah, Riz. How you doing?
I'm Tony.
Okay, I'm Chris.
Chris, nice to meet
This is
you.
Todd. Todd,
Hi, Tony. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. The yard kind of went down a little bit, but I'm trying to find somebody here that's going to come and do some yard work and stuff.
Okay.
So we've had everything cut off.
Okay, we've got a huge hot button. The first thing out of her mouth is, yeah, I know the yard went down and everything. We got to get somebody to cut the grass. The first thing, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Bam, she goes talking about the yard. So we know she's self-conscious about the way the yard looks. So which is going to inherently change into being self-conscious about this whole situation with her property. So keep that in mind when you're talking to her, or when you're talking to your seller. Listen to what they're saying. See what their hot buttons are so you can identify the problem, agitate the problem, and then be the solution to their problem.
Okay.
But
I talked to a friend last night. I think he's coming over today to cut the grass.
that would be very helpful.
Ooh, okay. Her brother just said that he has somebody coming over to cut the grass, and she goes, well, that will be very helpful. Hot button, guys. You got to make sure you hear the tone of her voice. I wish you could have seen her face when he said that. Her face said, basically, you've been saying that for a long time. It will be helpful, but I really don't even believe you. But if you do something to help me out with this, fine. So I can already tell that there's some tension between the brother and the sister. So I'm going to kind of pull on that just a little bit, agitate that.
So, that's my daughter.
Hi.
And her friend.
Friend?
Ty and Chris.
How you doing?
Her boyfriend.
Hey, just to let you know, I record everything just for the comment.
Yeah.
Days for comments, I usually like to get to know people first. You know, I mean, the house isn't going anywhere. We just talk for a little while, and I know you called and said that you had a loved one pass away. Was it true? Oh, okay. Condolences for the family.
It still bothers me.
Like it,
So, I won't come in here much. She said that he died in my arms here in the house about 3 months ago, so.
Okay, so we have identified another problem. Her father passed away in her arms, poor thing, about 3 months ago. So we got to be real sensitive with dealing with that. We don't want to push her too hard, but we can't agitate that. And it looks like, once again, we need to remember that her brother and her are they're having a little tension. So just remember that. We got to keep poking to find out what's really going on with that.
I lived here taking care of him for a while, so I want some help from my brother. So, but we were in this house since I was 6. So it's really hard to let go, and it's paid for.
So we know she's lived there since she was 6. She said, with some help from my brother, basically saying that she's had to do all the work dealing with her dad. And we know that the house is paid for. So we got 3 critical pieces of information there. She's got probably some good memories there. She's having to, apparently her brother wasn't helping her at all with the father, which is going to increase the tension. And she's been there since she was a kid. So we have 3 things that we can pull from and ask more questions on to create rapport with her. And the reason we want to create rapport is because people do business with people that they know, like, and trust, and they admire.
So I have a home in Ivy Farms. I just don't think that I could. It's too many memories and stuff. But then again, there's no house payment, so I just don't know what to do. I hope after I let it go, I don't regret it.
Well, at least you got some memories. You know, you can't take it. You got good memories here.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a lot of good memories at this house, bud.
Okay, so it sounds like I've pushed a button. You got to always throw out that memory thing. If they had good memories, if they had bad memories, you don't want to use the memory card. Well, at least you had good memories, so you're going to think of something positive that you can talk about. And you don't know this, but the last about 45 seconds with that information, I had to actually turn the volume up about 5 times, about 5 dB, because she was whispering to me and she didn't want her brother to hear. So there's more to that's going on. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to find out. She's whispering. She doesn't want him to hear. But as soon as I start talking about the memories, the brother just speaks up and starts going.
We had a pool back here, grill, patio, everything. We've had a lot of parties at this house. A lot.
Now, was it just you two, or is there another sibling?
There's another brother named
Yeah.
Billy.
He's the one he's on town. Yeah.
He's down the street.
So how'd you get to be the one in charge? Are you the kind of the responsible one, or?
Yeah.
Okay, how did you get the responsibility of dealing with this house? I asked her, was she the responsible one? And you heard her kind of giggle. Yeah. So there's more to that story. Why are you in charge? What happened with the family when your father died? We need to pull on that, agitate that to see what she says. Because apparently there's more to that story, why she's the one that's dealing with this estate. Okay.
My other brother, he came in here with a truck. We had all the furniture in here, and he just took anything and everything he wanted.
Did he sell it, or?
Bedrooms. I don't know. He doesn't talk to any of us. He thinks we've got some jewelry that belonged to him, so he's calling everybody a thief. But the day after my father died, they took all the keys to his vehicles. They have his white work van, they have his new red van, and now they got all the furniture, and we don't have shit, excuse my language. But we don't. We don't. So.
Where'd that all come from?
Me and my father bought it.
All right, now I just learned that there is a third brother involved with this sale. So we have identified all the parties involved with making a decision. That is crucial to this purchase and to all the purchases that you're going to do. You don't want to be talking or spending a lot of time with people that are not the right person that's going to make the decisions, or with not all the people that are making the decision. So I know I've got this lady, I've got 2 additional brothers, one of which is not there, and he is not on good standings with those 2. Apparently he came in the house and took all of the valuable stuff when the father passed. So now there's beef between the 2 that I'm talking to and the other brother. So we're going to have to get to the bottom of that if they want to sell this property, because everybody has to sign off. Now we're gonna agitate that to see what's going on between you and the other brother. Pull that on out and get them talking, because you want them mentally drained and mentally tired of dealing with this house, so you can come in and be their solution.
I was with my dad when he bought the red, and then my brother took it.
Where did that come from? Has it always been like that, or what?
I don't know. He's had some issues over the years. And especially with me, I guess, because I'm the only girl and the youngest.
Baby.
Yeah. But he never came over here, but the morning my father died, he came by for a moment, but then they're like, you need to get out, you need to leave, you need to leave. I said, I'm not going anywhere right now, And I guess the reason was, they already came over, went up in the attic, and we haven't done any of that.
Let's see what he can get.
Yeah. So he's so afraid somebody's going to get something, and he's not. Yeah. And he thinks everybody's already taken all this stuff, and nobody did.
All right, as it unfolds with the brother, sometimes when you're dealing with estate property, when somebody passes away, one of the heirs thinks that this is just their windfall. This is their lottery. They have hit it big. This is their one time in their life that they're going to be able to collect big time. So it sounds like he has that problem, and he wants to get whatever he can out of this estate sale, as much as he can, and just forget everybody else and squeeze as much as he can with the possessions and with the property. So that's going to be a problem that you're going to have to deal with pertaining to actually buying this house. This guy probably wants to squeeze you for every penny.
I got this one little table about like this, where my mother had little porcelain flowers and little shoes and just little things like that. That was the only thing I took with her picture on it. Only thing I took. And the dining room table and all was supposed to be left to me. My mother's bedroom.
Was that here? I'm guessing there's a big hole here.
Yeah. There was a table here. There was a table there.
Okay.
Right here.
Really?
Yeah, there was all kinds of like knickknacks there. There was glass. There was curio cabinets with clown collections and just all kinds of stuff that was worth money that they collected for years.
Holy cow.
So,
what did he do with it?
kept it, gave it to his kids. He had this big thing because I have a daughter that's 30 years old, and my father wanted her in the will. He put her in the will, and she was to get an equal share of the home. He was going to leave her the home. And then Vinny started fussing about it, and so he said, okay, we'll just sell it and we'll split it. But my daughter Michelle was to get an equal share just like I did and my brother did. Well, that infuriated him. So that's when the fight began. But he knew it for a couple of years. They knew this is what my father wanted. Unfortunately, my father passed and never made it to he never signed his will. So that's been the fight.
Okay, now we're finding out that the father died without actually signing his will. He might have been writing it up and talking to her about it. He wanted to include his granddaughter, but if he never actually signed it, then I'm guessing that what she's saying is that it's not legal. So it looks like the brother that's not there wants to get whatever he can. So let's keep listening and let's see what's going on. We're still in the building rapport, getting to know the homeowner stage at this time. We've been there for about 8 or 9 minutes, and we're going to wait. Just continue to listen to see what she's saying so we can build rapport. And we just want to continue to talk about her for now.
It's going to be dragged out. Well, I'm sure it already has.
Well, no, because nobody really has the money for attorneys. His assets are less than $50,000. I mean, it's just a big mess. So the best thing to do is just divide it by 3, and then I'll give my daughter probably $10,000 or something. That's the least I could do. You know, my father's wishes.
Okay, bam. Now we have identified kind of what she wants. She says she wants to divide everything by 3. That's between her and her 2 brothers, and she's going to then give her daughter $10,000 because her father wanted to give some of the estate, but he didn't sign off on the will before he died. So we kind of have an idea of how she wants to split this thing up.
You know, some people just think that when someone passes, that's their only windfall. This is my time to get what I can get.
Right.
You know, so.
They kept asking me for jewelry that I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Where is the jewelry at?
I don't know. To my knowledge, he ended up with it.
He may already
My
have.
mother, she wore gold and diamonds all of her life. I mean, and I couldn't wait. Well, not like that, but I knew that
Yeah.
someday it would be mine. Because I'm a girl, I'm like, ooh, you know,
Yeah, you
being a
get the
girl
rings, yeah.
especially. I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be mine one day. And so after my mother died in 2007, my father got a safety deposit box and put all of her jewelry in it and trusted my sister-in-law Tracy, my brother Vinny's
Is it
wife,
Vinny's
with
wife?
the key.
Okay.
And she went to that safety deposit box without telling him or anybody and just wiped it out.
Oh my God.
So what little bit of stuff was left was under the bed, and it was nothing. I got 3 rings of my mother's, and that was it, out of her entire life of jewelry. And I got 1 chain. At the funeral home, he threw such a fit, and the police had to be called because he swore that chain around my neck was his. So, and it's a rope chain. How many rope chains look alike? How could you tell the difference from one to the
I
other?
don't know.
You know, you already got all that other jewelry. Is it going to kill you to let your sister have this one gold chain? Would it really bother you? So I was going to give it back, but he started acting like such a horse's ass. I said, no. When he starts being a little bit civil, then I'll give it back. But now, since he took all this furniture, I'm not giving it back. I'm keeping my mother's chain.
Now, it sounds like the brother that's not cool with them is not afraid to actually push some real buttons. They had to call the police on this guy. So keep that in mind. This is going to be a serious problem when it comes for him to signing off on this deed here. So this guy is really throwing a fit about getting what he deserves and what he thinks he should get. So keep listening to the problems between her and the brother and see if you can tie that in.
Amen. I understand.
It's just a short, thin one. I can see if it was a nice, big, thick $600 chain. You know, it's maybe $130, if that.
Wow.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
He wants all he can get.
Yes, he does. He's a very greedy person. They've got all the vehicles, and my father always liked going for rides because he suffered from anxiety real bad. So I'd get in the van. Michael did it for a long time. We both did it. Vinny never did it.
Is it hereditary or is this kind of just something you had?
What the...
Anxiety attacks?
Yeah, as he got sicker, the anxiety, he couldn't stay in the house. We'd be out driving till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then my oldest, and we would take turns. We built a bed in the back of the van so that we could take turns driving, because as soon as he'd come into this house, he couldn't breathe. He'd get all anxious and he had to get out. He had to get out. So, and they've got that van. They came in and even went through the stuff and took the extra set of keys, so he couldn't come and get it. So
These guys
what do you
are
do?
serious. I'm guessing, was it all paid for, so they just kind of,
Yeah, but it's still in his name. So what are they going to do about it?
I don't know how that works.
You know, it's.
You got some serious things, man. I'm sorry to hear that, you know?
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm making the right decision in this house.
Well, it's completely up to you guys, you know? Yeah, where's everybody gonna go? You know, you kind of have, you guys talk about it?
Now I'm going to easily slide that in while I'm still getting to know her and keeping her talking. Where is everybody going to go? There are some people that are still living in this house for free, it seems like. I got some beds in there. People have been washing clothes in the tub, so I know that there's something wrong with the washing machine. But where is everybody going to go? There's a situation that we need to deal with, because at the end of the day, it's going to be your problem. So I want that problem to be dumped on me. Hey, we can even take the property with the people in it if we need to. But I do want her to recognize that that is a problem that's going to have to be dealt with before they sell it.
I have a home in Ivy Farms. I've lived there for 16 years that I bought with 3 bedrooms, but I got 4 kids. Well, the 26 and 30-year-old are out of the house. 17 and 18-year-old are still there.
Okay. So you got 4 girls?
2 boys, 2 girls. Yeah.
So what's the magic point for them leaving the house? So I've got a 25-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
They're both still in the house.
Well, the 26-year-old's going to be coming home soon.
Oh. All right.
Yeah,
And that's just my hope.
he'll be coming home soon. Would you make coffee?
No, Eric's getting close.
Gets him voting.
I mean, he wants to move out.
Where's the coffee pot?
Money.
Yeah,
Oh,
comedy's tough, man.
where's the coffee pot?
Oh, okay. Right there.
They took everything.
How many brothers you got, John?
One brother, one sister.
Really?
And, but I can really relate with you because my 90-year-old mother lives with us. And I didn't move in with her, but my sister wanted, if anyone in my family is a greedy one, it would be my sister. I don't think she'd be that bad, but when my mother passes, I want hands off and I don't want anything because I just feel that someone will be pointing fingers. But
Right.
last summer, my sister wanted to put my mother in a nursing home, and we went and checked one out. And as soon as I smelled pee, in my mind, it brought back really bad memories of my father being in a nursing home. And
Right.
and my mom ran into two friends of hers, and they're like, it's not that bad, but it's not. Well, one of them was, it's not that bad, but it's not home. The other one is, I've been here 3 years and I still hate it. And as soon as we walked out, I said, Mom, I've offered for years for you to come live with us. The offer still stands, and she took us up on it. So.
Now, I've got a coaching client here at the location with us. He is actually relating to the homeowner as well. He has had a sick loved one in the nursing home, so he's actually building rapport, getting her to like him because they share an experience in the past of having a loved one pass. So he's talking to her, and they are relating very well. And I mean, he's just doing a great job with explaining his situation, and it kind of fits hand in hand with what she's going through or what she just went through.
August
That's the
29th,
best thing to
well,
do.
no, August 30th will be a year with us.
Because they take care of you your entire life growing up.
That's exactly
You know,
how I look
and now
at it.
it's time where they need
Yep.
you to care for them, and
Yep.
It is a debt of love, you know.
it is. It really is, and that's the best decision I ever made was being there with him. I quit my job and started taking care of him.
Yeah.
He paid my mortgage, but then he passed away, and then I was like, uh-oh. Oops, now what?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, it's very tough.
So where's gonna go? You guys talked about it at all?
Been telling him to get a job. Been telling him. I'm having a hard time keeping my head above water. right now.
Everybody is. It ain't just you. You know what I mean? Everybody.
Okay, unfortunately, this lady is talking so low that you can't barely hear her. She's saying that she's talked and talked and talked to her brother about where he's going to be moving to. Apparently, he has a small mental issue. I don't know what it is, but I just asked her one more time, where is this guy going to go? Have you guys talked about it? So she's kind of talking so low, but she's telling me that she doesn't know what he's going to do, but he may have to just move in with her. So we have one solution in her mind that she can pick from. He can at least move in with her for a short while. So that's going to get him moving out of the house, and that's going to get a solution for that problem. Where's the brother going to go?
Well, maybe he can take whatever money he gets. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to speak for
From
you.
the home.
I'm thinking. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe he can take.
We were thinking maybe a trailer or something that can become his, that he can buy
Yeah, just
and
pay it off.
outright be his. Because lot rents are cheap,
$200-300
and he can always
yeah.
live with me until then. You know, we have to stick together as a family. It's just sad because my father was the glue that held the family together.
So he lived here with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lived. How long you been living here now? How long you been living here now?
Close to 2 years.
No, it's been longer than that. Yeah,
11,
about a year and a half,
yeah,
maybe.
close to 2 years now.
So we just found out that one of the brothers has been living with the father for the last almost 2 years. So what does that say? That says, one, this guy doesn't really want to live by himself, and he may not even know how to live by himself. So it's going to be a serious issue getting this guy out of the property. So, but we'll come back to that and just keep prodding and picking on finding about his tenure at the property. Why was he there? Yeah, we need to know why he was there too.
How about the neighbors around here? You guys know everybody?
Pretty much.
How are they?
They're
What?
good. They're good.
Neighbors?
Nice. It's a good area.
Seems quiet.
There's no problem.
Yes.
We haven't had any problems out here since we moved here in '68. Not one.
Really?
Gunshot, no nothing.
Thank God. That's a rarity anymore.
I like that.
Well, my father made friends with some people across the street. And
Okay.
he can't
Yeah.
understand them, and they can't understand him, but they sit together and they would drink together, and they just loved my father to death. God, did they love him. We invited them in all of our family cookouts and stuff. Yeah, wonderful people. Wonderful people. They have great hearts. Really great hearts. I guess all that's for me.
On the right.
Is that your
That's the mail that comes in. I collect it. I haven't emptied the container yet.
What?
Today's
Wow.
mail. I haven't emptied it yet. I don't know if he came yet.
Can you do me a favor, and you know what junk mail is, like all that shit right there. Take it and throw it, and
On the
never
left's
mind.
got to be thrown away. I already know that.
Okay. All right.
All that's fresh. Whatever's no good, get you.
And you know something? That is the chair that my father sat in every day and every night for years and
Like a
years and
TV?
years. There was another one. Oh, there was a huge wall TV here. They took all that.
Really?
But there was another matching chair sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
This goes to show how,
We came in quick.
yeah, well, in my opinion, I would want that one because that's where my father sat. It's got
Oh,
a
they
smell
want
in
the
it.
new
And
stuff.
but they didn't want that one. They wanted the one that was barely used. So that goes to show what kind of,
They
you
look at
know,
what they can get, you know?
yeah.
Now we're still dealing with this brother here. She just finished venting some more about the stuff he came to take. So I want to kind of move away from this brother because I already know that there's some problems there. I want to get more to the house. We've been here for 20 minutes now, so I'm kind of done with pushing that problem. I don't want to stay there all day, but I do know that there is no mortgage on the property, so I need to kind of bite my tongue and listen to as much of this stuff as I can. But still, I want to kind of steer them to start to show me the property some, so we can get this meeting moving.
And then when you get your own place, little by little, we'll take some of the stuff that's here and we'll put it in your place.
Yeah. I was gonna let me have the TV, so,
Yeah, you need a TV.
well, I'll keep it on. Cool, it's got a DVD, but I didn't really need one. I got a DVD player and two VCRs and a
That'll be fine.
DVD, so. I got movies I could watch.
Yeah, I see.
Saved me a lot of money on cable.
This is Pop's shirt that came home from the cleaners.
All that shirt, oh yeah, all that stuff's been, I went to Faze the other day for Ashley's birthday, and I made manicot. They wanted manicot for dinner. So I made manicot and Faye
This
let
is
me wash
the
some of the
shirt that
clothes.
Pop's wearing in that picture that I've got, that he wore for his birthday.
I wore this the other day at Lewis.
Good shape.
We tried to make shape. It's not a bad house. Nice comfortable
No, it
house.
looks nice.
Uh-huh, it's a nice comfortable house.
Carpet looks brand new.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. It was always kept up.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, that
Wow.
kitchen's been changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 times. This kitchen's been changed.
I can see the floor. It looks like it's looks new.
It is. Matter of fact, the guys that we knew put this floor down. And then my father did that.
Is that ceramic that they use?
Yeah. My dad did all this.
That's nice. Wait, that's real. Sure do.
2 double sinks. Toaster. It's not bad.
It's gotta be tough for her, but both of you guys. Coming
Yeah.
tears just coming in here, man.
Yeah, 'cause I'm dreading leaving.
Yeah.
Should've never even happened.
Give her some time. I know it's tough.
Notice the quiet time that you just heard. I could have edited that off of this session, but I wanted you to hear it's just pretty much quiet in the property, a few words being said. But the sister actually just busted out in tears, and she walked in the back room just to go and cry to let out some steam. So we're just kind of sitting there hanging out, waiting for her to come back. Sometimes that's going to happen. Just let people, give them the time to calm down and let their memories let their memories rest. And sometimes people just need a few minutes just to collect themselves and continue talking about this situation, because they really don't even want to deal with this. But life has just made it so that they have to.
And if you have company and you want to cook hot dogs, steaks, hamburger, take that out. Put the other grill in that's got holes all in it.
They
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When they came and took everything, they just kind of dumped everything on the floor.
Out of the drawers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they dumped everything out.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they did.
You want to give us a tour real quick? Yes.
All right, finally. You want to go ahead and give us the tour. The sister has just come back. She's been back in the back room for, I would say, about 8 minutes. I did erase some of that airtime. That the brother was just talking about the grill and about the backyard and stuff. I deleted that. But the sister is now back, and I want her to show us around the property because she's the one that's making the decisions. I didn't want to go around the property with the brother or the sister's kids. I wanted her to show us so we can continue to talk and continue to build our relationship. Okay.
Oh, you found Billy.
Lord, I'm sorry.
I've seen 100 times worse.
Really?
Oh my goodness. You want me to hang him or he's drying them or something?
I guess he is. I don't know. God, they even took the curtains.
Oh, they had, okay, I see the little rods there.
Yeah. This was my mother's bedroom, and it was very beautiful. Very beautiful.
They cleaned this place out.
Yeah, they
There's
did.
nothing in here. Wow.
No, and if anything, I was the only girl. I should have at least got my mother's bedroom. You know. And it's what I slept in when I was here.
Where were you when they were just raiding the house?
They didn't tell anybody, and didn't come and tell me that his oldest daughter died that same day. Yeah, so I mean, he came over to tell me that Nikki died, but then he didn't tell me about that, and I drove by and I saw my picnic table gone from out front. Because after a while, my father, you know, he liked to sit outside. He would get cold a lot, and so I brought my fire pit over, and I brought my picnic table over, and we'd sit outside and build a fire. And,
I saw that pit out there.
yeah, well, they took my table.
I saw the chairs on the side. No, I didn't see.
Yeah, oh no, this was a real nice,
Oh, okay, something else.
yeah, it seated like 10 people. It was a huge glass top picnic table.
Okay, I'm continuing to let her dump it all on me. She's talking about some table in her bedroom where she used to sleep, and she's just going on and on about her memories. And you've got to just sit there and listen. You've got to take it. Just let them dump all their trash on you, because if you stay there and listen, then they're going to eventually like you for listening to them, because nobody else is going to sit there and listen. All the other investors are going to come by. They're going to look at the property and just throw out a number. And you're going to be the one sitting there that they will remember when they go home that, hey, this guy didn't just come out here and throw a number at me. He did at least listen to what I had to say.
They showed up at 7 o'clock in the morning and they busted the door.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, they always
that.
kept the doors locked.
They had a key there.
And there used to be a light that got the lamp. There was a lamp that used to come on by itself, and we always said it was my mother. Because the door was locked, and we'd see a light underneath the door. What is that? The lodge?
But this is the set that was in the jam.
Yeah, where he busted it.
Yeah, they just.
That's pretty serious to take out a screw like that, though.
But see, and the thing of it is, we don't have any money to fix this.
Yeah, that's the.
We don't know
jam.
what to do.
Once the jam is cracked, you gotta replace that.
Okay, so I've got another hot button. I need to make a key mental note when she says, we don't have the money to fix this stuff. Apparently one of the brothers, the brother that's on the outs, came in and did a lot of damage when he took whatever property he wanted. He busted up the house pretty bad too. So make sure you hear our side. Oh man, we don't have the money to fix this. So if you hear a homeowner talk about money, make sure you agitate that problem. Hey, who's going to pay for this? Who's responsible for that? Money is definitely on the forefront of her mind. So if you hear a homeowner talking about money, make sure you keep talking about it too.
But is there a reason why you've got all these shirts hanging up like this?
So they could dry.
All right, well, they're dry, sweetheart, so you might want to put them somewhere.
I ain't got nowhere to put them. You know that.
What about a closet?
What closet? There's no closet in here to use. This one here is full of that stuff.
Okay, so we got some more tension as I'm hanging out. And sometimes, guys, you got to just stay at the property for an hour or so. I'm hearing some tension between the brother and the sister that are there. She wants to know why you got clothes hanging around. You're living here for free already. You don't pay any bills, and you still got the place looking sloppy. So if you've got some problems between some of the heirs, go ahead and agitate that. Bring it on out. Let's talk about it. That's another problem that we can kind of agitate so we can be another solution to get this thing done. Let's get them feeling more concerned about me. I don't want to really deal with my brother or my sister, but do it in a respectful way. Don't make it seem like you're poking fun at them. Just kind of pick around a little bit and see what you can get out of them. And here we're walking around the house. We're going in each bedroom, and the bathroom is where the clothes were drying. But we're finally getting to the point when we're walking around the house. You see, we're right about 30 minutes since we arrived.
Now that one, the carpet needs to be, of course, shampooed, and we're shampoo all the carpets. I have a friend with a carpet cleaner. We're going to shampoo all the carpets, clean the house real good. This was my father's room, and this is the room he died in.
Nice fans too in every room.
Yeah.
Windows look good. I don't know
They
how
just had brand new windows,
Yeah, they're all-
brand new
yeah.
central air unit, brand new everything.
The air conditioning used to be right here.
They knew what, I mean,
Y'all make
They
that
cut a
into a
hole out.
closet?
They cut a hole out and they went under, and that's when they put the ductwork in.
Yeah.
I know it's tough, man. Please take your time.
yeah.
Please take your time.
The bathroom, it's probably dirty. Has bad eyesight.
That's fine.
So he can't see when it's dirty. I'm like, it's filthy.
Oh man, this is nothing. It was good. 10 times worse than that, bro. Good.
What am I doing there? I am reassuring her that, hey, your house doesn't look that bad. It could be worse. I've seen 10 times worse. So give them some assurance that you have seen properties worse than theirs. Don't make them, kind of make sure that they know that they're not just at the bottom of the pile when it comes to ugly houses.
I guess it's laundry. But it's in good condition.
Yeah, good condition. I'm guessing he remodeled all the stuff while paying for it.
He did it all by himself, my father.
I saw the bat in the kitchen.
He did the kitchen floor, he did this floor, he had a little bit of help with the kitchen floor. Yeah, he would do all of this. And then, of course, this bedroom here, that was my grandson and my daughter's bedroom when they were living here. That's in good condition, too. This is the only rosary, why is it, okay. The only rosary we have left is that one. They all came in here and just grabbed,
Smashed them up.
oh, every rosary.
It's crazy.
It's free. Like you said.
Oh, nothing but greed.
Some people just
Nothing but. And they're saying it's us. That's the funny part.
So as we're walking through the property, you can listen real close. You can hear some sniffles. She's once again beginning to cry from the memories and just the bad taste she has in her mouth from her brother just coming in there and taking all the stuff out. But this house was actually in good shape, so I wasn't really asking a lot of questions because it had new windows. It had already been painted. The bathroom had been upgraded, and the kitchen had been updated already. So I didn't really have too many questions, so it wasn't too much for me to say. Other than the house was in good shape.
But the carpets need to be shampooed really bad, especially this one. Yeah. But aside from the grass and the carpets and the door frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good. House looks good. Let's get you out of here, man. You get some air.
How does that work? There isn't no mortgage payment here.
All right, finally, we're getting down to some business. We're almost at being at the property for like 40 minutes. And sometimes I'm telling you, you got to just stay at the property as long as possible before they want to get into the mode of talking about business. So here we are. She's starting to talk about the mortgage. There's no payments. So we're going to kind of get down to business. And this is where the negotiating comes in, with finding out what she wants and how you can get her there. Listen, these home visits don't have a set time. Sometimes it takes 15, 20 minutes to open up a homeowner. Sometimes it takes 30 to 40 for them to actually finally open up to you. So just continue to talk. It's taken me almost 40 minutes for her to actually get down to talking about some business.
You know, I bought my house as foreclosed property and fixed it up. I got my house for $63,000.
The one on Ivy? Ivy? Did you say Ivy here?
Pardon?
Okay.
Yeah. And right now I could sell it and walk away with, pay the bank off and still walk away with $150,000.
Good for you. Very fortunate to have that, you know?
I only bought it as an investment. I was only going to be in it for 2 years and turn it over and make a profit and then build a nice little dream house for me and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But then I couldn't leave my family. We were too close. But now there's really nothing keeping me here. But I'm wondering, to be honest with you, we're all in a really tight spot right now. I don't believe the taxes that are owed on the house and just,
All right, we had a hot button just come up. She said that everybody's in a tight situation right now. We're talking about the real estate taxes that are owed on the property. That's something that you can begin to, you identified that problem, and now we want to just agitate that problem a little bit so we can be the solution. All right, so we're going to agitate that real estate tax problem with her. Take that knife, turn that knife just a tad to get some blood out of that problem.
Who pays for those?
well, supposedly it's me.
Okay.
I have nothing left. And that's why I was going to sell the house, because we're flat broke.
Yeah, you don't want to sink a lot of money into the property.
So, I mean, am I selling it for the right reason?
So we heard one of her problems is they're out of money. She's out of money maintaining the property. I guess the brother that's living there isn't paying anything. So I can come back with, well, you don't want to continue sinking money into a house that you don't even live in, do you? So you can follow up with that and kind of find out, dig a little deeper into why she's run out of money paying for this house.
Should I just sell my house and move back in here? You know, and then this was a garage.
Yeah, what is it?
This is the pantry where we always put all of our food and stuff like that. Of course, it needs to be cleaned out. It's got plenty of room.
Electrical panel. I'm just gonna peep in here real quick.
There's a light right here. Let me squeeze behind it.
Oh, okay.
So we're still looking at the property and any repairs that need to be done. I want you to make sure that you view the electrical panel in every house you go to view. Sometimes it can be an arrow up and sometimes it's an arrow down. In this instance, the electrical panel was in great shape. It had already been upgraded, so I couldn't beat her up on the price or get a discount for that. But at least you take the time to look at it. If it's in bad shape, you can always go, well, we're going to have to upgrade that. Or I wonder, did you want to upgrade this? Or you think we should upgrade this? Just throw it out there.
Interesting stuff here. Is this an addition or was this a garage or something?
This was a garage and my father built all this.
Okay.
And then my daughter.
If something feels like it's an addition or not an original piece of the property, ask, is this an addition? That way you may be able to ask if there were permits pulled when they built this addition. So that's something you can open up to get a discount also. Because most of the time people don't get permits when they do additions, but just ask, because you may be able to get another discount when you try to justify, hey, we're going to have to bring this addition up to code if it wasn't built to code.
Became her room after a while. It was God, they just went through everything. I haven't even been in this room since. And there was an electric wheelchair here worth a lot of money. They even took that. They don't need it, but they took it.
Big money.
Washer and dryer.
They may have sold that.
I guess they ran out of room on the truck.
Oh, for that, yeah.
The washer and dryer is there, and this was a garage, and then my father, yeah, that's for an outside light right there, for the French doors. They do open.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
is that an oxygen machine or something?
yeah, my father had to have oxygen constantly.
What, did you have emphysema too or something?
Yeah. COPD, lung cancer,
Oh,
bad
man.
heart, defibrillator, everything.
Wow, her father was extremely sick, so make sure that you are mindful of that when you're agitating her problem. You don't want to push her too hard. She's already crying as I was there, so we can't really push this seller too hard, and the property's in great shape. So I know we may not be able to get a discount due to the condition of the house because it's already in good shape, and it's worth a lot more than what we can probably offer.
File cabinet, yeah. There's files in there, probably very old from the business. My mother kept all the books. I grew up in it, so you know.
Okay. You want to step outside and get some air? Look around outside too.
So we've been looking at the property for several minutes now. I heard her take a deep breath. She's been crying. So I just kind of want to break the monotony and kind of to get a different atmosphere around us so we can maybe cut to talking about some more business. I can tell that this is just emotionally draining for her. And it's kind of time for me to start wrapping this trip up. The house is in great shape. I can't beat it up for repairs. They don't owe anything on the property. So there's only a few options that I can even take. I know I cannot lowball her because this property is just in great shape. So we're heading outside. We're going to get her some air and take a look around the exterior of the property as well.
He did all of this work himself right here.
Yeah,
That's what it was showing us.
All of that. All the walls.
Town looks nice.
The wallpaper, my mother loved that paper.
They really took care of this place.
Yes, they did.
Usually the houses, to be honest with you, Christina, when we come in, feed him.
Much better when the yard is done and all the trees are cut down and
Don't worry
shaved,
about it.
you know.
No big deal.
The only thing finally.
Now we know she feels self-conscious about this entire house, how it's not clean and the yard hasn't been upkept and the trees are overgrown and the bushes and everything. Just make her feel comfortable. Make your seller feel comfortable in all the situations, especially ones where a loved one has passed. Just tell them, hey, don't worry about it. We understand. We can take care of it.
It's a nice big backyard. We used to have back here a huge fire pit grill, and my father put like the stainless steel slate on top of it, and he built it. He built it by hand, all brick, and
What'd they do, tear it down?
yeah, well, where you can see it's all cemented in, this was a patio.
Okay.
It was a screened-in patio, and all of our family from New York would come down. We had a 32-foot-long pool that went right here with a big
Yeah,
deck
you
on
said
it.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so they'd sit here and play cards and pinochle and just
Memories.
have a blast, and then we'd get in the pool and
Good old memories.
All right, great. You notice what happens. Her attitude changes from being inside, stuffy, cooped up in the property with the memories of her father passing away, and she's crying and bawling and sniffing. Now she's outside. She's looking at the exterior of the property, thinking of the positive memories of her family. So we're moving forward. We got an arrow up. I did exactly what I wanted to do, get her out of that house, and now we have a better seller, a better attitude on our seller. So always remember that if your home appointment starts to go bad, or if your seller starts to kirk out or start to act crazy, let's take them outside. Can we walk around the exterior of the house? It works every time. It can change the whole demeanor of your home visit. If your seller starts to get mad at you, or if the visit just takes a turn for the worst, let's go on outside. Can you show me the exterior of the property?
House is nice.
it's a nice house. It don't look like much from the inside, but a lot of work was done on the inside. It was
You
kept
can
up
tell, right?
nice.
We've seen a lot of houses, and I can tell they kept it up. Have you guys talked to a realtor at all? Maybe having them try to find a buyer or something.
Doesn't it cost money to do that?
Okay, make sure you throw it out there. Have you talked to a realtor yet about this house? Realtor, real estate. See what she says. She says it costs money to do that. And oh man, that gives me a definite arrow down. You want to know how cheap is this seller? You have a house free and clear and you don't even want to pay somebody 6% to sell it for you? So that's a bad sign. The seller does not even want to pay the realtor fee. How do you think you're going to be able to get a discount if she's not even willing to squeeze that out? So we've got an arrow down with our seller regarding being a cheap seller, which is always bad. They don't want to pay the commission. But you did hear me say, well, you've got a nice house. Stay positive no matter what.
Well, realtor fee, 6 or 7%.
Or do they take it out of the sale of the house?
Yeah, I'll take it out.
So you don't have to have upfront money.
Well, they'll show it, people coming in and out. I don't know if you look.
All right, did you catch that? Make sure you listen to that and do that with your seller also. The realtor, well, they're going to have buyers or people coming in and out of the house. Discourage people when you're talking with them. Make sure that they know, hey, the realtor is going to have people coming in and out, in and out. Is that what you want? A lot of people don't want the general public coming in and out, walking over their loved ones' stuff. If you deal with us, this is it. We've already seen the house. You don't have to have people coming in and out anymore.
I got a letter from you guys, and so that's what I did.
It'll have to be probated. Yeah. Well, our attorney can deal with that stuff. That's what he gets paid for. So I do like it though.
It's nice.
I like it. Did you guys have a ballpark number of where you wanted to sell for? Something that should make you happy?
All right, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Did you have a ballpark number? So this is a very touchy situation. Her father that she loved dearly died. So I wouldn't come out and just say, how much are you asking or what are you selling it for? Did you have a ballpark number in mind that you might want it for the property? Make it sound very easy. Just slide it in there and then just shut up.
160, 200.
I would say probably. I'm sure it's worth every bit of that. It's a beautiful house,
Okay, what did I just do? I agreed 100% with what she just said. She said 169,000. Even though I think that is not a number on the same planet. I wouldn't be able to pay anywhere close to that. But I didn't make her feel bad about wanting that number. I agree with her. I think this house is worth every penny of that. Make sure you try to appease your seller in this situation. I think it can be worth every bit of that. Sometimes I'll use it if it was fixed up. If the house was fixed up, I think this house can be worth 169,000. But in the current shape, I really don't know. So make sure you don't try to beat them up off the top. You're going to come back justifying your offer. But at the initial encounter when she says 169, I'm thinking you're crazy. But I didn't say that. I'm agreeing with her, and then I'm going to come back with my negotiating her down.
I've never had to do this before, so I don't know. I don't know. I know that our time is running out, and our money is running out, and we've got to do something soon.
Yeah, what do you do if you don't sell it? I mean,
Now, after she throws out that ridiculous number, follow up with, what are you going to do if you don't sell it? The first thing she said is a super high offer. Then what happens if you don't get that number? What if you don't get 69? Then what will you do? I'm mentally bringing her down. I want her to say to herself, well, maybe that number is super high. If I can't get that, then I'm willing to come down. So let's start walking her down from the very start.
So it just keeps going down and going down and down. I don't know.
can you take some of your equity over time? Like take some money now and some later?
To do what now?
Say if we give you some money now and give you some money later?
For the home?
Yeah. Sometimes we do like down payments. We give you X amount of dollars now and then some different time.
Okay, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for owner financing. Can you take some money now and some later? The definition of some could be anywhere from $1 to $100,000. We don't know. I'm just asking that question to see if she's open to the possibility of owner financing. I'm not going to just say, hey, could you do some owner financing? Because she already told me that she's ignorant to selling a home, which means she just doesn't know anything about that. So I don't want to play those big words against her. So I'm just saying, hey, can you take some now and some later? No big deal. Some over time. That's going to open up the option for owner financing. And that's when you go in for the kill if you have an owner financing idea or an owner financing plan in mind.
Because if it needs to be done quick, you know, we can kind of come in and say, hey, here's X now. Give you some over agreed amount of time, you know.
When did you want to have it wrapped up? Do you have end of the month, 30 days, 40 days, 45 days?
60 days.
A couple months?
We still got everything up in the attic. My
up
mother
there?
was an attic freak.
Old newspapers and stuff? Or?
No, furniture, everything.
Now, usually in these situations, I would have shut up and wait for her to answer. But you can't see this, but she's starting to cry again. So it's just getting too emotional, and I'm going to have to back off a little bit and change the subject to something different because it's just not coming out of her.
Everything.
Your brother didn't clean that out for you?
No, I guess he went up there and took what he wanted.
It was probably too hot. He didn't want to.
Right, he left all the crap job for us. The fixing everything, the money part of it, the cleaning everything out, taking out the trash. You know, he left that for us. And that's what's ticking me off too, is he doesn't have to deal with any of this, but yet he's going to get a check for a part of the house. And I tell you, I swear I think I'm going to deduct about $5,000 from it just
You can,
because.
as long as you've got proof that it was here.
So you're going to have to judge your seller. She started to cry again, so I just can't keep jumping on her for dates and times and money now, later, owner financing, all that stuff. I had to just change the topic. Now we went to talking about her brother and the stuff that was in the attic. So you have to judge that and segue to another topic whenever you have to.
I've seen it 100 times.
Really?
As long as you have proof and whatever bills you pay, just keep the receipts. You turn them into the attorney, and they can take it off the top of what you guys get. So.
Yeah, I want it taking it off his top. I don't know. Maybe I should sell my house, buy them out, and then move in here where there's no mortgage payment.
Yeah, maybe that could be an option. A bunch of stuff I know is overwhelming.
It is. It's overwhelming.
Well, we like it. We'll see. I know I don't want to waste your time, but I know we can't get anywhere close to the what you want. But I can at least get you an offer that's going to get it done on the day that you want. I don't know how much that means to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting down to the offer. I know we can't get anywhere close to what you want, but can I at least make you an offer? I just don't want to insult you. That at least keeps the door open for you to make your offer. Don't just roll up with a lowball offer without prepping the seller first. If you tell them, listen, here's our offer, and they told you 169 and you show up for 50, it's going to be real tense. But if you tell them, listen, I don't want to insult you, or can I at least make you an offer, that leaves the door open for you to bring whatever you have.
If you want to say 60 days, you can say plop it down and it'll be over. So I get you something right, you can look at it. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all I know is that I'm going to lose everything I get if I don't come into somebody's suit. I'm not making enough to.
Nobody really.
I'm just
Especially
not.
take care of 2 houses. Luckily, you don't have a debt on here. You're very blessed. You could have a $100,000 loan on this thing, you know? I mean, a lot of people pass away and they leave their kids with debt. You're lucky not to have another bill to pay.
I am just giving her some positive reinforcement. At least you don't have a huge loan on the house. You know, at least you've got this, giving her something. I'm saying something positive about the situation to keep her in a good attitude.
What happens with the taxes on the house if they weren't paid in June?
No, the taxes, they'll let those ride for quite a while.
They will.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
It's just penalties and
Yeah, well, that's
interest.
Yep.
They hit you with penalties and interest.
It's not a lot
But
of it.
it just sits there and grows.
Adds on there. that's a big issue now. I think the main thing you need to deal with is the brother. We got to deal with the brother. How much you need and time frame. That's our main.
All right, I'm identifying the 3 key problems to this deal. Her brother, which doesn't have any income, he has to have somewhere to go, how much money they want for the property, and when they want to get this thing done. And I'm getting her just to agree with me with what I'm saying. That I want her to agree with what the problems are, because I need to know what the problems are before I can offer a solution.
And then the other brother, is he going to kind of roll with what you're doing, or what are you thinking?
Leave him completely out of it, just do it and send him his check.
Well, I think I don't know, but he may have to sign off, but I don't know. We can find that out. The house is in good shape, you know. Typically the houses we buy, they need a bunch of work, you know. Yours is in good shape.
Yeah. My house is in more shape than this one.
Really?
I'm wondering if I should sell it and just get this one, no mortgage payment. I mean, what am I thinking?
You know, like you were saying, if you sell this, then you know, vice versa, kind of what you were thinking. Take part of the money and pay down your mortgage. And you get that much less you owe on your house too. You know, either way it works. Flip a coin.
Yeah. All right, let me think about this and see what's up. I gotta get my daughter to work. And,
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Sorry
to
about
meet
that.
you
Yeah,
too.
man.
Thank you
I
so
hope everything
much.
works out for you.
I guess I'll be hearing from you soon.
Yeah.
Will I?
I'm gonna get you an offer. Yeah.
Thank
pleasure to
you
meet
so
you, Tom.
much. Pleasure to meet you.
I know it's
Good
tough.
luck with your mom.
Oh, thanks.
He's a great
Yeah,
guy,
you're
man.
doing
This
the
guy
right
takes-
thing. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, you and I see eye to eye, you know. Every time she feels a little, you know, down because she's a burden to me, just say, Mom, think of all those poopy diapers you changed on me.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing you just said.
Yeah. It's,
It
you know,
really is.
and it,
That's some good stuff. We're there with a coach and client, Todd. He's taking care of his mother just like the seller was taking care of his father. So they have a common denominator. Hopefully we can get our offer accepted, because people like doing business with people that they like and trust and share something.
they, you know, don't think that their mind isn't still going and working sharp. Just because their body is going, their mind is still.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys handle your business.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Take care, guys.
All right, we just wrapped that up. I told her I was going to send her an offer. Typically what I'll do is I'll find out where the homeowner is regarding the number, and then I'll go type it up and I'll either mail it to her with my credibility kit. If you want to learn how to do your credibility kit, you can download my wholesaling course. It tells you how to build one. You get instant credibility, and that offer is going to be in writing, just like the Bible. If it's in writing, then it is real. So you give them that offer, and then they have your offer, and you make sure you put a deadline on your offer. So that offer may last 7 days, 14 days, whatever you feel comfortable with. But don't make sure you always put a deadline on an offer, because they can take that offer and they may call you a month later, or they may try to shop you around. You just put, if this contract isn't signed by a certain date, then it becomes void. That works great, and it gives some pressure on your seller. Okay, this is Chris Haskins for NinjaNegotiating.com. I'll see you next time. Peace.